Are you tired of constantly dying in dungeons, especially on hardcore? Do you have no friends, like no friends at all, zero friends? Do you hate begging for carries like this guy right here? Okay, just look at him. Carry me, please, please, please. The guy just teleported away. How annoying can you be? Are you that guy that always accepts trades without putting anything in? Like, okay guys, if you are this guy, just stop. It's just so annoying. Someone's just trying to trade and you just like keep accepting without putting anything in. Like, come on, just stop guys. Come on now. Do you hate being that guy that always begs for trash? Oh, he actually just traded me. What? Wait, he's actually giving me some trash. Oh, he's actually giving me trash. What? He's actually giving me trash. Well, I guess this is actually kind of effective in a way, because you just have to do it to like 1,000 people until you actually get something. Wow, this guy's so nice. Oh, thanks, Slither Real Mano or something like that. Well, thanks a lot. Oh, that guy is so nice. What the heck? Whoa. So yeah, guys, if you answered yes to most of these questions, all you gotta do is get to the tip of this pier, take off your gear, get to the tip of the pier, and jump. Hey, what is up guys, Mosking here, welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video we are going to be doing top tips and tricks on DungeonQuest for 2020. Now guys, a lot of people have made a bunch of videos about this in the past, but if you watch those videos, the tips are kind of expired. If I'm being honest. So guys, this is an updated tips and tricks videos for new players, so make sure you guys watch this video all the way to the end, because there is a bunch of tips that you guys could really use. And guys, if you guys are new, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button with that notification bell, and don't forget to drop a like if you haven't already. Now guys, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Moving on to tip number 1. Now guys, tip number 1 is basically, if you are in a lower level dungeon, what you could do is get the guardian armor from that specific dungeon, upgrade it to, I don't know, spell or physical power, whether you are a mage or warrior. Now guys, what this will do, it will increase your damage, lower your damage, but increase your HP, allowing you to beat the dungeon. Now guys, moving on to tip number 2. Now guys, tip number 2 is if you're switching from like a dungeon to a different dungeon, like I don't know, Winter's Outpost to Pirates Island, what you should do is spend most of your skill points in physical power or spell power, whether you are mage or warrior. That's what this will do. This will allow you to get the first win in the new dungeon, so you can get that new loot from the dungeon and be able to beat the dungeons even quicker. Now guys, because you'll be able to kill them quicker, this will eliminate all chances of you getting put into a corner and getting killed, wasting time in dungeons. Now guys, moving on to tip number 2. Now guys, tip number 2 is basically learning the boss's movements. I can't emphasize enough how important this is. If you learn the boss's movements, you will not even struggle with any boss, unless the boss has some moves that is really hard to dodge. But yes, just learn the boss's movements. If you don't, this might happen to you. You might just end up dying and losing time on your dungeons. That's what you really want to do, is just learn the boss's movements. You probably search it on YouTube, or you can just learn it from experience. So yeah, learn the boss's movements, and let's move on to the next tip. Now guys, moving on to tip number 4. Now guys, tip number 4 is basically, if you're trying to get cash or trash or any sort of money to upgrade your items, what you should do is do the insane mode on the dungeon you're on, because the difference between cash is about, I don't know, in orbital outpost is about 10 million coins, and the difficulty is way easier on insane. So you should just do insane instead of nightmare, to save yourself a lot of time and also grind money faster, to upgrade your gear faster also. Now guys, that's all for tip number 4. Let's move on to tip number 5. So guys, tip number 5 is basically, if you're fighting a boss that is really hard to dodge, like his moves are way too quick and is really hard to dodge, what you could do is remove shift lock, and it will make you dodge a lot better. Like guys, if you use, I still even use this until Volcanic Chambers. This is a really useful tip. Like some bosses moves like just way too quick, and they barely give you enough time to dodge. And removing shift lock will help a lot by decreasing your chance of getting hit. And basically what it does is it turns it like your hitbox from horizontally with shift lock to vertical without shift lock. So yeah guys, use this method. It's really helpful even if you're really high level. And yeah, just pretty much use this method. It's so good, and you'll be able to dodge a lot better. Now guys, moving on to tip number 6. Now guys, tip number 6 is basically, if you are on a high level dungeon, for example Volcanic Chambers, what you will need to do is increase HP a lot. So about 50% to 40% of your skill points in HP, because it's come to the point where VCafe has made the game so hard that you cannot solo the newest dungeon map with the old dungeon gear. Even if it was the best gear, you will not be able to solo with it. So basically what you would have to do is increase your HP by a lot, sacrifice the extra like trillion or 2 trillion damage, and increase your HP and get a party to grind with, because soloing by yourself is actually a lot harder in these new dungeons. So yeah, get a party to solo with, and yeah, and that would be all for tip number 6. Let's move on to the next tip. Now guys, for tip number 7, now guys, the next few tips is going to be on bosses about volcanic chambers, because a lot of people have been complaining about these bosses. Now guys, the easiest way to beat this first boss is just to keep circling him, because these searing orbs are like they're homing, and they give you a little bit of time to dodge them. So if you're in the red, then you're pretty much going to get hit like right there. Like look, I got hit 2 times. Now guys, just keep circling this boss. It makes it a lot easier. And yeah, and the searing orb ball things that homing balls that he shoots at you won't be able to hit you. And yeah guys, that's the easiest way to defeat this boss. Now let's move on to the next boss. Now guys, moving on to boss number 2. Now guys, the main tip you need to do for this boss is to zoom out your camera view, because if you zoom out your camera view, you'll be able to see all the geyser spots and all like the red lines of damage that he will do. Now guys, most people say to get the geysers and like cover them up and try and beat him like that, but I think that's the wrong way to beat this boss. The correct way to beat this boss is to like stay behind him the entire time if you're soloing. Even if you're duoing, or if you're doing like a squad, just stay behind him. It makes it a lot easier. Forget the geysers, take all that away. That will take all that pressure away from you. Forget the geysers, just try get behind him from the start, which I failed to do because I was showing you an example. Get behind him and you should be able to beat the boss with ease, because most of the geysers don't even spawn behind the boss like this. You can just stay behind the boss like this, use your blade throw, use your lava barrage, dodge like the red lines. And pretty much, yeah, and for that boulder move, you have to keep moving, because if you stay still and while he spawns the boulder on you, then you're pretty much going to get hit. So stay behind the boss, makes the boss a lot easier. And yeah, that's pretty much all for the second boss. Now guys, for the last boss in Volcanic Chambers, now this is the hardest boss in my opinion. How you beat him, you have to remember his move pattern. As you can see, he does like this X move that is super hard to dodge if you're not already moving right and left. So basically, after that he does a circle move, and then he does this again. You just gotta keep dodging, keep moving right and left to dodge these moves. Now this move is just random. You gotta dodge this, and you can hit him from there. And then he does this move again, and he does one of these moves without the circle. Now he's gonna do the X move again, and after this X move, he's gonna do the one with the circle. There's a circle already spawned, as you can see right here. I didn't see the circle. If you had this red thing on you, he has a circle spawn, and then I died there. So yeah, he had a circle spawned. I think it was over there. So yeah, he had the circle spawn. So basically, what you want to do to beat this boss, remember his move patterns, and if you have that red thing on you, it's usually because there's a circle or someone's linked with you. If you're soloing this boss, then it should be easier because no one can link with you. And if someone else is linked with you and you don't even know, then yeah, that could be a cause of death also and wasting time in the dungeon. So remember his move patterns. Dodge right and left. This move is just random, so you just gotta dodge this one, and then he's gonna do like his burst move there. I died again. He's gonna do like his burst move there with a green circle, and you gotta get to that green circle. Sometimes like the boss glitches a bit and you don't get hit by the green if you don't stay in the green circle. I don't know why, but like yeah, pretty much beat the boss, move right and left, and yeah, and you should be able to beat this boss. That's like the only tips you can do for this boss, because this boss is in fact hard, especially if you're dealing with a whole squad or something, because it relies on everyone. You can't just be like the only good player. It relies on everybody, because everybody gets linked. Because sometimes people don't know about this link, and it could cause, and they might just completely ignore it and walk away. This could be the cause of death, losing 20 seconds on a dungeon, or losing 2 players on hardcore dungeon. So you guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you guys leave a like, hit that subscribe button with that notification bell if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed. And guys, if you did make it this far, make sure you guys comment in the comment section down below that you've made it this far. Now guys, people don't know this because people don't really watch my videos, but like I'm starting to do something. If people watch till the end of the video, I give them an item in DungeonQuest or any game that they play that I also play. So you guys, if you made this far, make sure you guys comment I made this far and type down in the comment section down below your username, and I will give you some loot or whatever. So you guys, that's the end of the video. See ya.